All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, my peeps. And I don't know if I want to say fully gamers anymore because, as per a previous episode, and as with this one, we will be going into some philosophical discussion. But, as always, this is another Chris Allen recap. More specifically, the 9th one, I believe. I hope, actually. Let me see. Did we skip 7? We fucking skipped 7. God damn it. So, actually, this is number 8. I made a big mistake. Uh-oh. I'm not going to say the rest of that. So, hopefully this will be a shorter one, unlike the past couple I've had. But I have 2 topics, and honestly, as always, with all the Chris Allen recaps, just me sharing my opinions on some stuff that I'm thinking about. Mostly video games, but I'm starting to branch out. I mean, I would use the excuse of I'm branching out to see if people are interested, but no one watches this anyway, so I could do whatever I want, which is why it's always low quality. But anyway, as always, again, I have no real script or know exactly what I want to say, but I'm going to go into this anyway. So, aside from having just the philosophy thing, because I'm still not comfortable enough making a video on that solely alone, I also have some Call of Duty opinions. And for the most part, I think this opinion will strike people pretty strongly. As in, I think most people would agree with me. It's a pretty common opinion, but we'll get into that. A little backstory of where I'm at right now. And by that, I mean what I've done. I just woke up from, I would say, maybe a 4-hour little sleep I had. And if there's one thing that you can always count on, it's that Chris Allen will fuck up his sleep schedule. It might remain stable for a long time, maybe even more than a month at some point, but you always know that Chris Allen fucks up his sleep schedule. In college, I used to sleep like 3-hour nights. God, that's one of the main reasons I hated college, and it made me love sleep. And that's not a thing I've had to deal with recently. I've had enough sleep recently, but my sleep schedule is always fucked, either depending on that type of hours I get, or when I go to sleep. It's always fucked for the most part. But anyway, aside from that, you could say it's because of a whole bunch of things too, but we're not having that as a topic, at least for today. The 2 topics for today, well, actually that relates to the second topic about philosophy, but we'll get into that. The first topic, almost 3 minutes into this fucking video, is that Cold War Outbreak has really good XP gains. And I was thinking about it, when I just woke up and was taking a piss. I was like, yo, I really like Outbreak. But what if I get bored of it? Because I'm starting to get a little bored of it. I'm burning myself out on it. It's pretty good. Again, as I said in the other Chris Allen recaps, it's not bad. But it's pretty bare bones as it is until they add more. Now, in my opinion, it's not as bare bones as the Zombies mode, but it's pretty bare bones. But anyway, my whole thing is, the Outbreak XP gains, from what I've at least felt from playing, have been pretty uniform throughout every single round, no matter how long you go. And it makes me question something. To give a little context to this also, because I also have some kind of insider information that maybe no one else has. The zombies on Outbreak eventually stop spawning. Now, the only thing I'm unsure of is if you have to do the objective or not. And for background info, I went into a game with randoms, as I usually do in Outbreak. And we're playing. When I usually play Outbreak, I want to get far to get a lot of flawless. Because, I want to upgrade my shit. So, me and this one random are all ready to go as far as we need to. The 2 other randoms don't. I'll call the one random that wants to go far with me Buddy. So me and Buddy want to go far, the other two fuckheads don't. And they're like, oh, we want to exfil. But me and Buddy are like, no, we want to stay. We want to earn, more. We're set up. We don't want to waste all our time setting up again. And they're like, oh, just party after. We want to exfil. And we're like, why don't you just leave? And they're like, oh, no, we want to exfil. We want the extra rewards. But we can't stay and play more for even better rewards. Because if you didn't know, exfilling doesn't give you that good of a reward. But anyway, basically, to make a long story short and not go too far with this, they basically held us hostage in that game. And the cucks that they were, they said, oh yeah, they had to be somewhere and didn't have time, but they were willing to stop us from progressing to the next rounds by staying in our game and refusing to go to the next one. And we didn't want to exfil, and we were being, cunts as well. So we basically, both sides were just not giving the other one what they wanted. And we stood there in that game, however long we were in it, probably like an hour and a half at that point. We stood in it for 3 more hours in the same fucking map. And for 3 hours, you kind of get bored. So I went around the map. I was just killing zombies because it was double weapon XP, double XP. And eventually the zombies stopped spawning. Now again, this is after we did the objective, but the amount of zombies there were a lot. And I'm assuming, now this is a bold assumption I'm making, I'm assuming if you don't do the objective on Outbreak, you get infinite zombie spawns. And it's not like there's a little bit of zombies. There could be a lot. You could get swarmed pretty easily. Like, there's not a handful of zombies that come at you. It's whole hordes. So my whole thing is, if the XP gain is uniform and it feels pretty decent in the mode, even without double XP, I'm still feeling like I'm progressing, not only with my weapons, but with my level as well, in Outbreak. My whole question then becomes, what was the point of them nerfing XP gains in regular zombies? Like, I understand the argument that they have currently of, okay, we're going to make a lot of XP gained at the beginning, maybe to help out, players who aren't that good at zombies, / don't have a lot of time, / can't get very far, which kind of goes into they're not good. So, like, okay, let's say you're, like, around 20, 25 player. You get to 25 and you struggle and you usually die around there. Round 1 to 15, you'll be getting really good gains and it'll be worth it for you. But what about the hardcore people? Oh, well, if they play a longer game of zombies, then they'll max everything out in one game, and then, why would they play our low content game that's getting content added? I don't want to poke fun at anything, but why would they play this low content game that gets pretty stale pretty quickly? Unless we just drip feed them everything. So I was like, okay, I understand that argument. But then Outbreak comes out, and the XP gains are uniform no matter how far I've gone, and I've gone pretty far. I've gone to at least 10. It's been pretty consistent. I mean, maybe there's slight drop-off, but I haven't felt it. Now, again, I have no hard facts to back this up. But in general, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling as if the same thing they've done for Outbreak XP-wise could have been done for regular zombies, and it would just improve the morale and the general, what is it called? The general just experience playing it. I feel like it would just make me, excuse me, remember I just woke up. It would make me and a lot of other people happy to actually get to high rounds, and when we're grinding for shit, not feel like shit for getting higher. That's the thing I never understood. We're chastised in multiple ways for wanting to do good in zombies, and it's like, yo, come on. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that topic for now, to not, drag on too much. I'm already almost at 10 minutes. And, again, I mainly included the COD thing because I had no clue what wallpaper to put for just a philosophy video, but maybe in the future I'll figure it out. But anyway, on to the philosophical opinion. Now, this one might actually take me a while. Now, I have one fan out there, and you know who you are if you're watching this, who actually doesn't mind these being long. He actually prefers it, so if this goes long, whatever. Again, the croissant recaps are whatever. I try to make them short. That might be a lie, but we'll see. So, how am I going to get through this idea? So this is a very complex idea, and I know for a fact I could go 5 ways from Friday when talking about this, because it's a topic near and dear to my heart, as all, hopefully, philosophical topics I talk about are. But, it's a topic relating broadly to gaming, sort of to me, kind of, not really. But in general, it could be, in my opinion, brought to other people as well. So, a while back, I saw this video recommended to me in YouTube, thanks to the algorithm, about Dr. K. For those of you who don't know who Dr. K is basically what I believe to be a psychiatrist. I'm not too into him, but I saw a couple of his interviews. He basically interviews gaming people, and he tries to help them with stuff, or just at least talk about some stuff, mental health related, mostly. And it was pretty cool. But he's mostly interested in like gaming psychology and why gamers are the way they are and stuff like that, as far as I've seen. I don't want to kind of insult the man saying, oh, this is the only thing he does, where maybe in reality he does a lot more. But I'm not here to suck his dick. So, gaming, right? A lot of the videos he had about gamers were like focusing on the negative aspects and trying to kind of explain them, at least the ones that I saw. So, one thing he kind of touched upon was like the socialness, and like, you know how the stereotype is like, oh, gamers just sit in their room all day, play games. He kind of explained why, and it was kind of really sad, but it struck a chord with me, because for those of you who don't know, I'm basically almost nearly a shut-in. I love staying inside. I stay inside for hours at a time. I barely like going outside, and as time goes on, it seems to be ever increasing that I just love staying inside more and more. Hell, it's even tough for me to go to the market anymore and actually get food for myself, because I really just don't want to go outside. The only thing I go outside for is the gym, exercise, and market. Maybe hanging out with friends, but I don't have too many, and it's COVID, so it's even less that I'm going to go out. But anyway, enough about me for now. In general, gamers love to be rewarded, right? And the whole idea, to kind of maybe set it in stone, because that helps me kind of talk about it even more and helps define what I'm saying. The whole idea is, why do gamers like games but then kind of fail? Well, not fail, I feel like fail is a bad word. Kind of lack in society. And I kind of was thinking about why that is. So, similar to, I think, what Dr. K said, and again, because these are so unprofessional and scripted, I don't have the video evidence, but there was a video where Dr. K was talking about this, and he's like, oh, gamers are basically sheltered, which is in a way true. Oh, God, I'm probably butchering it. You know, I'm just going to say these are the ideas I got from Dr. K. I'm not going to say they're his ideas, because I feel like I'm really doing him injustice. His actual video is really good. I might link it. I might actually link it in the fucking description after this, because this is ridiculous. I'm getting really pissed at myself. But anyway, he basically said, like, oh, gamers like the satisfaction of completing something, right? In games, there's a definite goal that you have to do. Like, oh, in Skyrim, beat Alduin. Yeah, you could do a bunch of stuff on the side, but at the end of the day, you beat Alduin, you win the game, everything, well, not everything, but most of the things are solved. Like, the main problem's solved. In Call of Duty, kill the enemy. In League of Legends, kill the Nexus. And, you know, those are multiplayer games and you could fail at them, but generally, in games, they give the player a task that's semi-decently difficult, and you're expected to do it. And while it may be hard, eventually, if you put in enough hard work, you could do it, and there's a definite result. And to me, as I thought about it more, it's very appealing. Like, I get a rush of dopamine whenever I do something that I think is good in games. I feel accomplished. And I often thought, if I didn't have games in my life, I'd probably be in a much different, probably more set up place. I don't want to say better place, because gaming has given me a lot of enjoyment and a lot of problems as well. I don't want to leave that out, but in general, it's very satisfying to play games. It's very satisfying to have a definite goal that you know how to complete, and you're given satisfaction not only from beating it, but you're actually given in-game rewards, and you have something to show for doing it, right? while, you know, nothing is real, I feel like that's a defeatist kind of way of thinking where, okay, in reality, what's real? Eventually, everything's going to go away. That might be a far stretch, but try and stick with me here. So, I often questioned, like, why don't gamers do this in real life, right? Why don't we try as hard in life as we do in video games? And I kind of just reasoned it out, and I got to the solution of, well, in games, you know where you're going, you know how to get there. For the most part, you know what to do, and there's a definite kind of end reward to it. In life, there's no guarantees. You don't know the future, right? In life, I could work my ass off. Let's say, I'll give the perfect example. I could work my ass off in college, right? And this might be with the end goal of getting a job. Now, this is kind of another whole topic I could really go into a tangent about, but getting a job, in my opinion, is not hard. It's if you're trying to get a certain type of job, that is hard. You could get a job and get paid like shit and have a shit job, but you could get a job. Getting a job is not hard. But getting the right job is hard. The job that you want is sometimes hard. So, let's say I go to college. Do I try hard in college for a job I don't know if I'm able to get? I don't even know if it's available. And then I'll just have my time wasted and be utterly disappointed. And that's to say if I could even get through college. So, that's one example. Another thing is like, okay, I mean, mainly it's just with the job I have the example. I don't know if I could actually think of another example, but basically, that's kind of the gist of what I'm getting at. In life, you do things, and there's no actual guaranteed, I would say, not payback, but like payout. Like in games, you know what you're doing, you know how to get there, and there's definite reward and success. But in life, there's not. And because gamers want gratification, either instant or guaranteed, I feel like that's kind of why they're put off on life. And, you know, a lot of gamers, in my opinion, are pretty good at what they do. Some of them are pretty, like, supercomputer-esque. Look at fucking Faker. Like, imagine if Faker spent as much effort, because he's not a stupid guy. Like, look how he plays. He's smart. He's thinking like a supercomputer almost. Imagine if Faker, one of the best League of Legends players, put as much effort into playing League as he did with, like, studying and figuring out, like, math and stuff. It kind of sucks I don't have, like, a better example or a better thing to talk about to, like, you know, put gamers' efforts towards, but, like, one thing that really is shocking to me is that there was a couple times that in my life I heard people frame things as a game, right? They framed certain things as games because they couldn't solve them. And then they put it into gaming communities, and because the gaming community just thought it was a regular game, they solved it, like, almost not only quickly but easily. Again, I don't have, you know, any hard examples, but I know they exist. But in general, it's like, wow, you know, when gamers put their mind to something, they actually could do a lot of good. It's just either they're socially inept, you know, I'm a socially inept fat retarded troll, but it's a common joke with my friend group. I feel like just gamers don't like the insecurity of reality. And I know for me it's that way too. Why would I do something that's not guaranteed? That goes against my whole nature, and I'm heavily into that. Like, if I'm doing something, there better be a definite either payout or guarantee about something. I love guaranteed shit, which is why I love video games. I know in League, if I grind out and get this many tokens, I'm gonna get this many orbs and guaranteed this many skins. In life, I went to college for 4 years, did really good in all my classes, and I'm not guaranteed jack shit. Now, you could say, maybe I took a shitty major, which I absolutely did. Maybe college just isn't going to guarantee you a job, which it's absolutely not. Maybe I need connections, and maybe you'd be absolutely right, but I feel like there's a lot of different things with that. And I'm getting all over the place now, but basically, to round this out, to kind of keep this hopefully under 20 minutes, I'll leave it here. Basically, games, in a way, restrict your freedom of choice, and reality doesn't do that, and that's scary, because even further, that in games, you don't really have too much choice in what you're doing. You have some, but in general, you go through one thing, you do it, you get something for it. In life, there's no guarantee, and that's why I think games are much more appealing to certain people. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll be back for another Chris Allen recap with more of my opinions. So, I'm out of here. Later.